It's time for good energy, and I'm Dr. Julie, and welcome to Bodyful Day 378. We are talking about going to the dentist and the senses, and we are on day 7 of going to the dentist and the senses, and we are talking about the sense of touch. So throughout this series, we've been exploring how the senses have been contributing to our stressors and good energy, and as we're trying to come up with the energy to heal, or at least the energy to walk out moderately normal from a dental procedure. And today we're talking about the sense of touch. So before we jump into this, let's go ahead and get our basics done. Go ahead and take a deep breath in and release. Deep breath in, expand in the belly, expand in the chest, expand in the sinuses, and release. And we're talking about the sense of touch. So remember, touch is pain, temperature, and vibration. All of those 3 things do come into play when we are getting a dental procedure done. So last time you were at a dental procedure, go ahead and breathe into that. Take a deep breath in and release. So throughout this series, we've been talking about how the dental industry has been working on trying to reduce the stressors, because going to the dentist is not fun. It is something that we should do, we need to do, but when there are a lot of stressors associated with it, it actually sucks energy from your ability to actually do other things that day, or even if we're talking about a dental procedure, it actually sucks the energy from being able to heal from that dental procedure. So the dental industry have been making changes. We no longer walk into a stark white room and sit, and they have taken care of a lot of things for us, because they understand that their profession is not the world's happiest place on earth. And so they have done a lot to reduce the stressors. And we've talked about through this where you can take some initiative and bring things in while you're getting a dental procedure. And the sense of touch really is kind of where it's at. That's your home space. We talked about the sense of smell a little bit. We definitely talked about the sense of hearing. You could bring in your own headphones if you wanted. But we're going to talk about the sense of touch, because we're going to talk about manipulating temperature, vibration, and pain. Now, clearly we cannot do anything in this region when we're getting a dental procedure done, because this is their zone. They are helping us. They are digging in through our mouth. And we just kind of need to sit here. And the problem is that a lot of us sit, white-knuckled to our hand rests or to our legs while we're there, and we don't have anything to do with the sense of touch. We don't have any other gating theory items that we can actually bring in. And remember, we talked about gait theory. We talked about gating theory being, if you are working on an area, so the original theory is that if you cut yourself and then you start to rub around that area, you will reduce the pain, because you rubbing around the injury actually causes the sensory activation of those receptors around the injury actually cause it in the brain, actually not even the brainstem, it's in the spinal cord. It reduces the amount of information that goes to the spinal cord into terms of how painful that original cut is. Now, we have talked about gating theory in the sense that you can use your other senses to gate other things. And today we're going to use the sense of touch to gate the pain reception and all the other stuff that is going on in your mouth. Because when we initially started this, I said, I had a grandmother who took nothing when she went to the dentist. And I always was like, you've got to be kidding me. I'm one of these girls that needs like 3 extra shots and an extra half hour to numb up. So there is this individual difference here that we want to kind of work through. We're like, how can we bring stuff in to make that experience better? And the sense of touch is phenomenal. So vibration, temperature, and pain, vibration, temperature, and pressure are those 3 senses. And so we're going to start with the basic. You might have a worry stone or a nice smooth stone that you could slip into your pocket, slip into your hand, and you could rub that. So again, we're cheating, we're getting a little kinesthetic. We're tapping into that kinesthetic as well as the sense of touch, the feel of that rock, your fingers sliding over that rock. You could bring in a coin if you're one of those people that can flip the coin over their knuckles. I can't. But you could bring in something that you could play with. Now, a rock doesn't have to be it. A worry stone doesn't have to be it. It could be putty. It could be something that squishes. It could be a squishy ball. Anything like that that you can occupy kinesthetic and touch sense while that activity is going on. And if you can concentrate on that, then that dampens any information that you're going to get from having your teeth worked on. So a favorite rock, a worry stone, something that smushes, anything that you can just kind of just sit there and rub in your hand. Great way of gating any pain information that is coming from your mouth or any anxiety that you are feeling while you're there. Another thing, vibration. We get back to my $5 vibration tool from Target. Literally, you can just sit here while there's nothing wrong with you sitting in your chair and taking a massage tool to your leg to just remind yourself, or to your belly, to just remind yourself that there are other vibrations and there are other sensations going on while they're digging in your mouth. You can totally just sit here and work on muscles and on trigger points, or you can just use it as sensory information. There is no reason why you cannot add your own vibration sense to dampen what is going on here, or what is going on here while you're getting dental work. So the last thing has to deal with that anxiety component. So the adrenal glands, very much tied to worry and anxiety and cortisol release. And when they act up, you can either get really hot or you can get really cold. A lot of times when people are stressed, when we talk about people going into shock because of a medical thing, they are usually very cold. So one of the things that you can do, and I just grabbed one of my big cashmere scarves, is that you can take something like a large cashmere scarf, which has the benefit of being both warm and snuggly, but being warm, but also being very tactily sensitive and smooth. And again, another thing to just sit there and work over when you are stressed. So you've got the added benefit of having heat, and you could, again, just bring any blanket in with you and wrap up while you are getting your dental work done, because that takes care of temperature. That takes care of that perception of temperature and that stress response, which is to immediately pull all the blood inside your body during a stressful time if your response to stress is freeze. So if your response to stress is fight, you want to dress in layers so you can take things off, because that's going to send all the blood out to your fingers and you're going to be really hot. So there are things that you can do that are tied to that tactile, to that sense of touch, that you can do to be, again, good energy in, so that you can get out of there with some energy to heal, or at least not be in the hole when you leave the dentist office. So I hope you have had a great time with this series. I have actually had a really wonderful time digging into it. I haven't planned out next week yet because I keep moving. Sunburn, for some reason, I put sunburn at the very beginning of the month, and I have no idea why I did it. But clearly sunburn can't be at the beginning of the week because we still don't have enough sun to actually, well, we do, but it's not that intense to get a sunburn yet, so that'll be later in May. So I'm not sure what I'm doing tomorrow, but you can be sure that we're going to cover all 7 senses, and that we are going to explore some common things where we kind of need that sensory information. I hope you've had a wonderful time. I will see you back here tomorrow. Let's finish things off. Take a deep breath in and release. Have a great day.